Severance Season 2's Episode 5 ends with an intriguing Mark and Ms. Casey scene that hints at what lies ahead for Mark's innie and outie. After walking through one of its strangest story beats and settings in Episode 4, Severance Season 2 returns to unfolding in the Lumen building in Episode 5. After Severance Season 1's ending, Helly makes her first appearance in the series and faces the confusing aftermath of the destruction her outie left behind in Lumen. While showing how the innies feel about Irving's departure, Severance Season 2's Episode 5 also features some story beats from the outside world. In one of these, Irving's outie finally crosses paths with Bert's outie, and the two decide to meet for dinner. Another major outside scene shows how Devon and Rick Ken struggle to see eye to eye when Rick Ken blindly writes a new book for Lumen. Before the Severance Season 2 episode's credits start rolling, it leaves viewers with a gripping Mark and Ms. Casey scene that perfectly paves the way for future developments. Mark's Ms. Casey vision in Severance Season 2 Episode 5's ending explained. Mark's outie finally experiences the reintegration. Dichan Lockman as Ms. Casey, Gemma and Adam Scott's Mark in Severance custom image by Dhruv Sharma. In Severance Season 2 Episode 5's final arc, Mark initially complains he has not experienced any signs of reintegration since the day Regaby carried out the process. However, after he briefly interacts with Regaby about Gemma and gets a glimpse of some of her old belongings, something in him suddenly switches. As a result, he notices the first signs of reintegration by suddenly finding himself inside the Lumen building. As he heads deeper into one of its corridors, he runs into Ms. Casey who recites her wellness director lines. While the scene only confirms that Mark's reintegration is finally taking effect, it is hard not to wonder whether Ms. Casey's final line to him means something. The episode's credits start rolling before she completes her last sentence. However, it almost sounds like she says, "Your outie is going to kill." If the last word of her final sentence was actually kill, Severance Season 2 will likely get increasingly dark in its second half. Milchick's performance review and its implications explained. The review forces him to change his ways. It was previously believed that the board complied with Mark's request and arranged for his former team members to return after he requested them to. Lumen's reforms and new perks for the severed workers also seemed like a new tactic Lumen wished to implement to ensure the MDR employees loyally did what they were hired for. However, Milchick's performance review reveals that treating the workers in a more humane way was his idea. He believed that giving them more freedom and treating them like humans would make them feel more valued and eventually improve their productivity. To Milchick's dismay, Drummond reveals that his strategies did not work and prompts him to be a little more stern with the employees. Milchick, too, agrees that he should tighten the leash and even threatens Mark's innie to tread carefully after his fling with Helena Egan. This new development suggests that Milchick will likely become more and more ruthless towards the employees to ensure they finish their work on the Cold Harbor project. This would mean that all the allowances and freedom the workers previously enjoyed will slowly be taken away. The fact that Milchick previously wanted to treat the workers in a more humane way suggests that, deep inside, his moral code does not align with Lumen's. While the company treats the innies like lesser humans and Helena even calls them animals, Milchick cares about them. He also seems bothered by Lumen's strange racist gift, explaining why he does not let it slide and even asks Natalie about what she feels about them. By gradually showing how Milchick is starting to question Lumen's ways, the show might be hinting at his potential shift in allegiance. Who Irving was talking to in the phone booth. Irv's outie is a part of a covert operation. A man talking in a phone booth in Severance. Severance has previously hinted that Irving has had a long history with Lumen. While his innie claimed to have worked in MDR for 3 years, Lumen's official LinkedIn suggested he had been with the company for 9 years. This hints that before he joined MDR as a severed worker, he was either a severed employee in another Lumen department or an unsevered worker associated with the company. His outie seems to know about the exports hall because of his experience with the company. The Apple TV Plus sci-fi series has also previously hinted that Irv has a military background. Using his military skills, Irv seems to have volunteered to help someone find the truth about Lumen and expose the company. Viewers previously believed he was talking to Bert's outie through the pay phone. However, Severance Season 2's Episode 5 confirms that Irv and Bert's outie do not know each other. Since Regaby is also dead set on taking down Lumen, Irving might be working with her. However, for now, this connection seems unlikely, suggesting multiple external forces are working against Lumen. What Dylan finds behind the hang in there poster. He finds a map and directions to the exports hall. Dylan holding a note in Severance Season 2, 2025. In Severance Season 2 Episode 4's ending moments, Irving asked Dylan to hang in there before Milchick permanently terminated him from Lumen. Dylan finally connects the dots in Episode 5 and realizes that Irv's final words were pointing him towards a hang in there poster in Lumen's break room. As he looks behind the poster, he finds a map that not only shows a rough layout of their floor but also contains directions to the exports hall. This revelation is a crucial development in the series because the exports hall leads to the testing floor where Gemma is likely being kept. Dylan will likely find himself at a crossroads in Severance Season 2. His desire to avenge Irving's termination will encourage him to explore the exports hall and find the truth about Lumen. However, he will also fear that Lumen will prevent him from meeting his outie's wife if he becomes too rebellious. Only time will tell whether he will become more compliant just to be able to meet his outie's family or double down on his efforts to seek answers. Who was the man in the exports hall in Severance Season 2 Episode 5's opening scene? Severance seems to intentionally hide the man's face. When Irv met O&DS Felicia in Severance Season 2's early episodes, she identified the exports hall from the drawing in his notebook. She revealed that they initially used to send their own people down the hall before a mysterious man was hired for the job. The same man shows up in O&D while whistling Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald in Severance Season 2 Episode 5's opening moments.